Hi, my name's Andrew Wright. I'm really sorry I can't be with you, and this sounds a bit like an Oscar speech at the beginning. I just wanted to tell you about the exciting Neuro-Ninja Toolkit seminars that are coming to St Richard's during the course of this school year. The first one's going to be in a couple of weeks' time on Monday the 21st of October. Let me introduce myself first of all. My name is Andrew Wright and I run a company called Action Your Potential, and our mission is to go around teaching parents and children about how their brains work so you can get the most you can possibly can out of your amazing brains. Until recently I worked at Uckfield Community Technology College where I was a Senko. My son is a 21-year-old university student with ASD. I've got lots of experience working with young people and families. I've been a teacher for 25 years, 15 of those as a deputy head. But my main qualification, I suppose you could say, is I'm a brain nerd. I'm a trained biologist and I'm absolutely fascinated by the human brain. I know you will be too. So during the course of the seminars, we talk about the neuroscience revolution that's coming, a completely different way of thinking about ourselves once we learn how our amazing brain works. The training is really focused on you as an individual and developing your understanding of how your brain works. So you go from being what we call a brain slave. So that means we live inside our brains, following its programs and its responses. And, you know, sometimes that's a great experience. Other times it's not such a nice experience. But on the course, we go from being brain slaves to neuro-ninjas. Not only does that sound really cool, it means living inside our heads, being much more cognitively and emotionally agile, so flexing our responses in a way that means even when our brains are responding in a way that isn't perhaps as helpful, our mood is low, perhaps we're overthinking things, it may not make those things go away, but it does give us a way of thinking about them, understanding them and accepting what's going on. And also we've got a bunch of techniques that you can try to help manage some of those issues, for example anxiety, and responding to fear in a different way. So there are 8 seminars in all. The first one, in a couple of weeks' time, looks at well-being as a skill, and we explore in detail the 12 activities and habits that we all need to do every day to be okay. In fact, if we don't do them, any of us, we're more likely to suffer from low mood, anxiety, low memory, poor motivation, etc. And we look at the neuroscience of that. We've then got 3 seminars on anxiety, exploring the neuroscience of anxiety and how we should respond to that, all the way through to how we manage social anxiety and the problems that other people create in our lives. And we've got a model called the cognitive courtroom, and we look at how to build the best cognitive courtroom so we're not overthinking things, just responding with cognitive distortions and thinking about things in a more fully rounded way. I don't know, as parents of teenagers, whether you experience meh in your household, that kind of lack of motivation sometimes. We've got a whole seminar on willpower, because who knew willpower is a skill that sits in our prefrontal cortex just behind our forehead, and we look at how you can build willpower. The students sometimes look at me aghast when I make suggestions during that willpower seminar involving chores and have-to tasks. So sorry students for mentioning that, but we'll come back to that in the seminar. We also look at in the seminar all about other people's effect on our brain. We look at the social brain, and obviously being in a school, we look at how to improve memory and the speed of learning. And then the final seminar is called The Way of the Neuro-Ninja, where we take you through the 11 principles of being a neuro-ninja, the principles that we need to apply to our day-to-day questions. So the things we cover are, what do I need to do every day to remain balanced? We explore processes of deliberate rest, which is making sure our brain and body get the right kind of rest. Everything from sleep through to exercise and the impact those both have, and all the other rocks of well-being on the ability of our brain to respond in the way that we want it to. We look at deliberate practice, how to build skills into our brain, and we look at deliberate development, looking up really ahead and seeing what skills we might want in the next 6 to 18 months and how we need to respond in a different way to bring those things about. Obviously anxiety is a huge issue in the 21st century. It's quite a complex time for our brains, and we look at measured and careful ways to respond to anxiety. And we also look at how to become a study athlete, how to build habits and study skills daily that will accrue over the course of the time you're at St Richard's. So you are fantastically wonderful GCSE students. Genuinely sorry I can't be there. I'm currently up at Robertsbridge doing 3 seminars back to back between 5 and 7:30. And I'll see you all in a couple of weeks' time. Thanks very much for listening. Bye-bye.